Hello everybody, this is test route number 4 for Nuneaton. I'm on Vernon's Lane and I'm just making my way towards Beaumont Road. Now Vernon's Lane is where the test centre is, so that's where we start from. There's no car park here, so we just start from the side of the road and we're going to turn right now into Beaumont Road. It's just a bend in the road, so no need to indicate. Now this is test route number 4. There are 10 test routes for Nuneaton in total, and let's see what this van's doing. Yeah, there's 10 test routes in total, and these are the latest published ones from the DVSA. Okay, so we're on Beaumont Lane and we're going to turn left now. We don't have any other choice, just here, and it's going to take us into Countess Road. We come along Countess Road. We're going to turn right at the end of Countess Road into Earls Road. So Countess Road, turning right at the end into Earls Road. And then we're going to, at the end of Earls Road, we're going to turn right again into Manor Court Road. So this is a nice easy start to the test. Manor Court Road's a little busier usually, and out we go. We're on Manor Court Road, and what you'll see is there's a pedestrian crossing and a roundabout. At the roundabout, mini roundabout, we're going to go straight ahead. They're taking the second exit, and that's as though we're going up the hill there. So there we are, nice big space for us. A little bit of a queue here at the moment, mainly because there's a pedestrian crossing just ahead of us. And lights were on red and now they're on green, and so the traffic's moving on again now. As we've come through the roundabout, then we're going to take the next left into Merivale Avenue. So the Merivale or Merevale, I'm not quite sure how you pronounce it, but M-E-R-E-Vale Avenue. Quite a tight turn, that one. That's a first gear turn into Merivale Avenue, so do remember that one. Just travelling along this road here now. We go all the way to the end of Merivale Avenue. Sometimes they'll ask you to turn left into Bentley Road there, do some manoeuvres and come back out again. Along this road you can see there's only room or only space for one car to pass, so we have to be aware of that as well. Obviously this guy's flashed his lights, so he's letting us through. Thank you very much, sir. We're going to turn left at the end of this road. This is taking us into Richmond Road now. Just turning left, and same applies here. Room for one car only really at any one time to pass. But it's not a very long road, this Richmond Road, and it's going to take us all the way down this little bit of a slope down to Queen's Road. So this is test route number 4 of 10. The other 9 will eventually be on the YouTube channel. So if you want to access those, just press subscribe. There's a little button in the corner of the video, or you can look in the description box, and there you go. You can see all the other ones as well. Also, if you look in the description box below the video, then what you'll see there is this route will be kind of listed out. So you'll see all the roads and where to turn. And what you can do with that, if you like, you can just copy and paste it, whatever you want to do. It's up to you, I don't mind. Just as long as you find it useful, that's the main thing. So we're on Queen's Road now, and you know that Queen's Road is a 40-mile-an-hour zone. My voice went a bit silly there, didn't it? I've had a very bad cold, and I'm on the road to recovery. I've had man flu, which is, you know, the worst of all the flus, really, isn't it? Let's be honest. But there it is. I'm on the road to recovery. My voice hasn't quite recovered yet. So if I sound like a 14-year-old boy every now and again, that's why. Anyway, this is Queen's Road. We're cracking on. Very often traffic queues on Queen's Road, really. It's quite a busy little street. Lots of pedestrians, lots of shops, lots of cars that are parked, and delivery vans and all the rest of it. So, you know, it makes it quite a busy little area, and I suppose that's why they've made it into a 20-mile-an-hour zone. When we get to the traffic lights, though, we're going to be turning right. Now, the instruction you may get here is follow the signs for Bedworth, which is right at these lights. And I don't know if you can see it on the film, but there's a sign up there which says car park station to the left, and then Bedworth to the right, and that's where we're going to the right. And we may get through these lights this time. Let's just see. No. I kind of jinxed that there a little bit, didn't I? This test route number 4, what it does is it takes in Griff Roundabout. So that will be coming up later, so you can see how to get around that. We'll be using the 5th exit, so it's not standard. It's not a box standard one. Also, there's a couple really of kind of a little dodgy bits that you need to be aware of, such as the Merivale Road one, where it's not obvious. It's not obvious how, you know, they look quite box standard junctions, but in the end they're not. So keep watching and you'll see those. In a second or two these lights will change, and then we can move on. Let's just see. I don't think it'll be long now. So the pedestrian lights just changed. That's a little green man's come on. Hopefully our lights will change as well. Now the standing man has come on, so let's just see. Here we go. Important to go in and then around here, because we want to come off on this Rowan Ringway on the left hand side of this road, nice and safe, in a comfortable position. There's some traffic lights ahead of us. It's only a crossing, so they've turned back to green. That's fine. And as you go through these, you'll see some hatched lines on the road. Please don't drive over those. Keep out of those. We'll be turning right at the roundabout coming up though, and that's up towards the George Eliot Hospital. So we're turning right at this roundabout. And usually there you can find a space on this one quite easily. Let's just see. Yep, there we go. There looks like a space for us. And that's it. We're in there. We're turning right. Remember your lifesaver look there. Very, very important to put in your lifesaver look just before you, or just after you change your indicator. And this is Coton Road. So along Coton Road, and we know that this is a 40-mile-an-hour road now, don't we? So it's 40 miles an hour. Now what we need to do here, this is a bit of a divergence for this test route, is we need to move over to the right hand lane, because we're going to go straight ahead at the roundabout now, or what used to be the roundabout. They've now built a road that goes straight through there. So this right hand lane splits into two, and we will choose the left hand one of these two. So where you've got an option of two lanes, always choose the left hand one, because what it does on the opposite side of the junction, it keeps you in the left hand side of the road, and it means that you're in a good safe position then as well. Some people will tell you to join the shortest queue, but that's not necessarily good advice, because it does mean if the right hand lane's the shortest queue, you'd have to change lanes twice when you didn't need to change lanes even once. Anyway, that's all by the by. We're going straight ahead here through this new section of road. This is the A444, and as we come to the top of this hill, we're going to go straight ahead at the roundabout, taking the second exit. So straight ahead the roundabout here, second exit, and let's see if we can get on. Usually again, this one, it flows quite nicely. That's keeping us on this main road, on this A444. This is called Griff Way, according to the sign. Following this down. Now this is a 50-mile-an-hour road, 50 miles an hour. So we can get a little bit of speed up coming along here. Again, we want to go straight ahead. So left would be into the services, and straight ahead will keep us on the main road here. There you go. So don't want to go into the services today, thank you. So here we are, we're now approaching what they call the Griff Roundabout, and at the Griff Roundabout here we're going to turn right, taking the 5th exit. So what the first thing we need to do is get into the right hand lane. So using the door mirror and the indicator in the main to get over there to change lanes. Keeping the speed up to 50. I'm just going to approach the roundabout now. So at the roundabout we're taking the 5th exit, and that's the one that takes you past McDonald's. Past McDonald's, and it says Berm Park, B-E-R-M, Park on the road, and it's the Bermuda Park. It'll sound the signs Bermuda Park, and that's probably the instructions you'll get. Those signs for Bermuda Park, but here we are. I'm just staying on this inside lane at the moment where it says Berm Park still. And as we go around here, what we'll see is our lane will split up again. Still in the lane that says Burn Park, and as you get around by the beefeater here, just head for this green sign and then turn in at the last moment. Lights are on green and we can go through there, and then we're going to turn left off of this into Bermuda Park, and this is St David's Way. Going back into a 30-mile-an-hour zone now, so we must realise that, maintain a correct speed. There's a couple of roads off of here, a couple on the right, some on the left, with nice big car parks, and you may be asked there to turn off to the left to go into one of these car parks and do some bay parking, so don't be surprised if that happens. But when we get down to the end of this road, we're going to turn left and that will take us into Walsingham Road, or Walsingham Road. So there we are, Walsingham Road. Got along Walsingham Road past Kentucky Fried Chicken, and then at the roundabout we're going to turn left, and that's going to be the first exit, and that's going to head us off back towards Nuneaton. And there's our space. As we come along this road, it's 50-mile-an-hour road again, you'll be asked to turn right, taking the 1, 2, 3, 4th exit. That's for Hilltop. So to get to Hilltop, what we need to do is first of all change lanes, and again we're going to get a choice of 2 lanes, and we want to be in the left hand one of those 2, and they both say H-top on the road, both of these lanes. That'll bring us back up to the Griff Island, and this is all controlled by traffic lights, so it's actually very easy. It's just a case of staying in your lane. Once you've found your lane, there we go, 14-year-old boy. Once you've found your lane, then just stay in it, and then you'll be fine. So our lights will go on to green in a few seconds. There they go. Again, there's a choice of 2, a H-top, Hilltop, and we're in the left-hand one of those, and we're going to follow that around. Now here's the point where you get to this point here, is what we find is people tend to drift in and over the lines. So stay all the way on the left inside your lane. Go past this one, and here's your junction where it says Hilltop, and it's going to take you back along Coventry Road. As we know, this Coventry Road is a 50-mile-an-hour zone. So there's lots of quick roads really on this test route as you get out of the town. And obviously the reason they bring you onto quick roads is to see if you can drive at that speed and if you're comfortable at that speed. So it's worth getting your instructor or whoever it is that's helping you with your lessons to take you out on these quicker roads and let you get some speed up so that you get used to it. The speed limit does change here when you get to the top of this hill, and it goes back down to a 30 zone. So we must be doing 30 or below before we get to these signs. As we come along here though, we're still on Coventry Road by the way, and as we come along here we'll see a mini roundabout, and we're going to turn right at that mini roundabout. Just see what this bus wants to do at the moment. Doesn't seem to be much of a space for me. Just wait here. There's a nice little gap. There you go. And we're going to turn right at this mini roundabout, and that's going to take us into Nuneaton Avenue. There we go. This is quite a tricky one. This is one of the tricky ones where it looks quite bog standard, but there's a lot of steering to do here. So first gear is probably preferable for that junction, and then we're going to take the next right, the next road on the right, and it's down here. So we turn from Nuneaton into Delcote Road, and then we're going to take the next left. So it's a lot of junctions just now, taking us into Tulliver Road. So nice and easy. We go through this space again, only room for one car to pass through really. Now this is Tulliver Road. Now, as we get to the end of Tulliver Road, we're going to turn left, and what you'll see is there are no road markings here. So we've got to be careful, we've got to kind of imagine where the road markings would be had they painted them in. And so this is a giveaway really, isn't it? So let's, you know, make sure you drop it into first, good look both ways, and move on. Don't see it as a second gear corner, because you'll end up on the wrong side of the road. Anyway, we're going to turn right at the end of this road, back onto Donythorpe Avenue. So back onto Donythorpe. It might take a few seconds to get out onto Donythorpe Avenue from this. Is called Sorrel Road, by the way, as I mentioned that before. Sorrel Road onto Donythorpe. Quite busy just now because it is kind of like, you know, 5:45, so roads are quite busy at this point of the day. Hopefully it doesn't get too dark before we get to the end. Let's just see. But here we are, still on Donythorpe. There's a roundabout ahead of us now, and we're going to go straight ahead at the roundabout, taking the second exit. So straight ahead, second exit, and that will take us past, there's two schools on either side of the road. Go. One is called Oakwood and the other one is called George Eliot. So we're going down this road here. So it's still Donythorpe Avenue. Over the speed bumps, in between the schools, over the speed bumps. And along here. Now what happens at the top of this road here is there's a kind of odd shaped roundabout. So it's a roundabout, but it's not round, it's more of a square. But we're going to take the first exit, we're going to turn left, taking the first exit off of this roundabout. Again, quite a busy time of the day. It just brings us around like that. Again, lots of speed bumps around here. So we're on Donythorpe Avenue. We took the second roundabout. We took the first exit left, and that's brought us into this road. The name of this road escapes me at the moment, but I'm sure there'll be a little sign at the end where I can pretend that I knew it all along. But we're going to turn left at the end of this road. Yes, Marsden Lane. See, I told you I knew it. Marsden Lane. So at the end of Marsden Lane, we're going to turn left. This is going to take us through the kind of little shopping area in Attleborough here. We're just going to follow this road around. Obviously lots of pedestrian crossings and speed bumps and things. We must make sure we keep a good position on the road and keep a good eye out for anyone that wants to walk over the road. This is Garrett Street and we'll be turning left at the end of it. Left at the end of Garrett Street. And this is like a hill start, so try and catch the clutch, try and make sure that you've got control over the clutch there. And that can be, if you have to stop there, that can be quite a dodgy one. You know, that can be quite a wait before you get out again. But if you can keep the car moving at that point, as long as it's clear, and you can keep the car moving, it's much easier. So that's where your clutch control will come in and be a real bonus if you can work that out. So this is now Avenue Road, and we're just on our right is Pingles, so you'll kind of know where that is, bit of a reference point for you, and the cedar tree, but we're not going into either of those. We're just going to go straight ahead at the traffic lights here. And there we go. So we're straight ahead at the lights, and we're just following this road all the way down. As we go around here, what we'll find is we're coming up towards the Arches roundabout, I suppose you can call it. I think that's what most local people call it anyway. And you can see the Arches in the distance there now. We're going to turn right towards the town centre, and that will take us along Coton Road again. So that happens to be the A444 south. Again, this roundabout has become very easy because it's now controlled by traffic lights, for the most part anyway. And well, we'll see where we have to go, but the lights will change to green for us in a few seconds. Or more than a few seconds. Let's see. There we go. So we're going right towards the town centre, which happens to be Coton Road, and we're coming under the arch, and we're in the right hand lane here. Now it's important again that we find the left hand lane as we come through this part. Move directly into the left hand lane and turn at the last moment, and then that will put us into the left hand lane on the dual carriageway, which is called Coton Road. Otherwise you're going to need to keep swapping and changing lanes. Okay, so that's a point as well. Good idea just to kind of rewind the video a little bit there and have another look at where that went. But here we are, we're on Coton Road now. And this is a 40-mile-an-hour zone, so we can go quite nicely along here. You can see that the speed limit changes though, just here, and it says it's 30, and there's a camera. So, must be careful, don't want to get your picture took, not really. At the roundabout, at the end of Coton Road, we're going to turn left, and this is what you would call the rope walk roundabout. So we're going to turn left here, taking the first exit. Just when we can, that's it. And that takes us back onto Rowan Ringway. Just coming along Rowan Ringway here. And obviously there's this pedestrian crossing which is on green, which is quite nice. We can go through that, and then we're going to turn left at the traffic lights, which will take us into Queen's Road. There's very often a queue here, even when it's not kind of a busy time of day. What you might find is there's very often a queue here turning into Queen's Road, just because it's such a busy street really. And this Rowan Ringway is quite a well-used road as well, but we're turning left here. I've got my indicator on because it is possible to go straight ahead as well, so just to let people know I am actually turning left. Again, this is Queen's Road, so it's a 20-mile-an-hour zone, and it's just turned 20 here now, so we're going to go 20 or below for the whole length of this really, or until it changes back again. And I'm going to leave the car in second gear, and that will help to keep it at 20 or below. Lights are changing for us now, so hopefully we'll be able to, you know, keep moving. I was letting someone out, that's fine. And now we can carry on back into second gear. We'll leave it in second gear just to make sure that the car doesn't go above 20. Actually, I'm keeping up with the speed of the traffic, and I've not gone above 15 yet, so that should show you that most people have actually now realised that this is a 20 zone and kept to the speed limit. So this is where the speed limit changes from 20 on Queen's Road, just outside Cooper's Caff, and that's going to take us forward now. We're back into a 30 zone. Now at the top of this road here, Queen's Road, then there's a roundabout, a mini roundabout, and we're going to go kind of straight on, and it's going to be into Beaumont Lane, or Beaumont Road, sorry, Beaumont Road. But it's, at this point it's on our right, so we must indicate for right. Let everybody know where we're going, and where we can see it's clear here, and we're going into Beaumont Road here. The indicator will turn itself off, so that's fine, and we can go through. I have seen a couple of times where examiners along this road have asked people to pull in on the right to reverse back a couple of car lengths. So again, that's something that you should attempt on your lessons, just because it's such a busy road. There's quite a lot to give way to. So you know, my advice is, you know, this is where it's going to happen. Have a go at it down here, and make sure that you feel comfortable with that. As we come to the end of Beaumont Road, we can see the green sign, the green fence, and a sharp bend, and that's going to be a second gear bend, which is quite handy because the speed limit changes back to 20 here. And we're now back in Vernon's Lane, no one to give way to, but that's test route number 4 for Nuneaton. Like I say, you can access all the other test routes if you just press the subscribe button, or if you want to see a list of all of that we've done here now today, you can just look in the description box and it's all there. In the meantime, I wish you luck with everything, and I hope it all works out for you. See you in the next video. Cheers, bye.